The Supreme Court October term is underway, and several lawsuits related to religious freedom could wind up on the docket. The nation's highest court has not yet committed to hearing any cases on religious freedom. The main case they may consider involves Catholic, Orthodox, and Muslim parents who are suing Montgomery County, Maryland, for not allowing them to opt their children out of course material that promotes same-sex attraction and transgenderism. And for analysis, we turn now to Andrea Picciotti-Bayer, EWTN News Legal Analyst and a great friend of the show. Andrea, great to be with you today.
Tracy, thanks so much for having me on.
So a lot to get to, but let's first talk about this case out of Montgomery County, Maryland. What more can you tell us about it?
You know, Tracy, I've been watching this for a while right now. It's really wonderful coming together of different families of faith to say we're concerned that our children are being exposed to material in the classroom, in the public school classroom, that's inconsistent with our faith and interferes with our ability to raise our children consistent with our religious beliefs. They've lost in the lower courts, but I think that their petition to the Supreme Court really is going to catch the justice's attention. It really does talk about the importance of parents as primary educators. And as Catholics, we know that that's core to our role as parents. And I think that the court is going to reaffirm that important role. And we really just need to pray that the justices agree to accept this case.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what's currently on the docket in the Supreme Court right now.
Yeah, Tracy, you know, the court just started their term, and it's kind of like a rolling docket. There are just a portion of the cases that the court will eventually consider this term already assigned. Two of them are, again, on this issue of the vulnerability and the importance of caring for our young people. The first is a case out of Tennessee. Tennessee, like 24 other states, have passed bans on the use of puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for minors who identify as, you know, a gender identity inconsistent with their biological sex. The ACLU, representing a few minors, their parents, and an actual provider of transgender interventions, sued the state, saying that this law was unconstitutional.
Yeah, let's talk about this one too. St. Isidore School in Oklahoma. We've talked about that case before on this show.
Yeah, this is a great experiment looking at the importance of religious freedom in school choice. You know, we all knew after the pandemic, a lot of parents started waking up to what their kids were receiving in public schools and looking at alternatives. And so charter schools in Oklahoma are a really important alternative. And St. Isidore's is a virtual school that applied for a charter certification. They were granted it, and then it's been pulled. And so they're fighting for their right to be able to be an option for parents. It's a really important option, especially for families that are dealing with learning disabilities or special needs, to be able to give that flexibility. And as we know, as Catholics, to be able to integrate our faith into the education experience for our children. I think given the court's track record in lifting up religious freedom in the educational context, this will be a win. But again, it's not yet on the court's docket, so it's really important that the justices take this case seriously and review what the Oklahoma Supreme Court failed to do properly.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow this, as we know you will as well. Only about a minute or so left, but I also want to ask you about the Conscious Project. What do you have going on there?
Yeah, thank you so much. I love what we're doing, and basically what we're trying to do is public education around the issue of religious freedom and conscience rights. We have a great resource out there, writings that often appear in the National Catholic Register and other publications, as well as a video series that is addressing religious freedom and the creep of gender ideology into the foster care and adoption system. This is going to strike Christians and especially Catholics who are serving vulnerable kids really hard unless we get some clear answers from, hopefully, our Supreme Court.
Absolutely. Andrea, thank you so much for coming on. Always appreciate it. God bless.
Thanks, Tracy.